Good morning. What a beautiful day. The first day of spring. I'm loving all of this. I'm Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, here with co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E. Mr. E, what it do? How are you?
Spring is in the air, there's flowers everywhere. The grass is turning green. Oh, it feels so good out there. You like that, don't you?
That's
It's
nice,
fun
girl. You,
time.
you got that poetry.
That's poetry written by none other than me. Good morning to you and everyone out there. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with our host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Thank you so much, and sit back and relax. Aye.
All right, now look, let's welcome our listeners and viewers, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. Thank you for joining us. We want you to make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
You can like, you can share, comment, subscribe. We got a new platform over there on YouTube, and that's at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Of course, you can always go to Crystal Records One, CRISTO Records One, along with the other platforms. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share, tell everybody about the show, and we will shout you out and appreciate all that you do for us.
You promise.
Promise. Mr. E, it's Fun Friday and it's spring. I am so glad that it is spring. Lord, I think it's been cold. Mr. E talking about it was halfway cold. It was cold this winter.
That's right. It was a little cold this morning, but the weatherman said it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. The high is supposed to get into 67 degrees, but it's supposed to get a little chilly back down there tonight, a little rain tonight. But today, look, put some layers on. Put layers on.
You say layers at 67 degrees.
67 degrees is cold, a little chilly now. When you step out this morning, you can put on a little jacket, lightweight jacket. But later on this afternoon, the sun gonna be popping, and guess what? You can shed off the lightweight coat and enjoy the rest of the day. Don't forget, Miss Hinton, all around the 757 down, there's restaurant weeks down on Granby Street in the city of Norfolk. If you want something good to eat, go down there.
All right, Mr. E, it's Fun Friday. We are so excited about the weekend, but it's also Fun Friday segment, What's in Your Closet? This is our Women's Issues segment, and we have a very special guest. We have Dr. Darlene Sparks Washington. She's the Executive Director of Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. Dr. Washington, we want to say good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all so much for having me here.
Dr. Darlene, it's been a minute.
It has.
You know what? It's been a minute, but I think about you often and the work that you are doing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I would love to know what inspired you to do the work that you do.
Wow. So I'm definitely born and raised in Portsmouth, IC Northam grad. And when I left, I didn't go far. I went to Hampton University Institute at the time, and just enjoyed a wonderful educational and cultural experience there. And then I decided that I really had a calling in medicine. And so I attended the New York College of Podiatric Medicine. Did my residency at the VA hospital in Washington, D.C., and practiced for, a little bit in New York. God had a different plan because he brought me back here to Portsmouth. So I did a little bit of work at the American Red Cross, worked here locally and at national headquarters. Probably around 2010, I needed to come back home and take care of my parents. And so that's what led me back to the area.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about the part of going into medical school and things like that. That is a part of your journey that I didn't know of all the times that we've talked. That is absolutely marvelous. But also the part of coming back here and seeing to your parents, that is another wonderful thing. that I really admire you for.
Mhm.
You are doing great work. Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. We've talked about it. You've been on the show. I'm so curious to know why you got into this particular field of work, service.
Well, in one of my careers, I was a career transition coach, and this opportunity came, and one of my best dear friends said, "I think you should apply." And I was like, "Nah, I don't think it's a good fit for me. I've been doing some consulting work with you all, and I kind of know where all the skeletons are, and I don't think I want to do that." But one of the things I would tell my clients is, "Don't be your own no." And so I had to apply that to myself, not be my own no. I applied for the job, and 9 months later, I walked into it. And I walked into this position off of a tragedy in my life. I lost my mom and my husband on the same day in February of 2016.
Yeah.
My husband passed at 11 a.m. and my mom passed at 11 p.m. And so I'm thinking, okay, I get this message. I don't know what it is, but you have my attention. And as I'm learning that that was the road that I needed to be on to be where I am now for this assignment.
Wow, the strength you must have had to deal and then to recover from it. What was that like? The recovery part of this?
What I had was submission and obedience. What
Uh-huh.
God gave me was strength. There
Yes,
was no way that I could have walked that journey alone.
absolutely.
And so I would, for the first 30 days, I would just get up, take a shower, and just sit and wait and sit and wait. And finally, I just started putting one foot in front of the other and praying, and doors started to open in terms of what my next assignment was going to be. And when I came here, honestly, things were not well. You
Mm,
know, financially they were not well. Our relationship with the community wasn't well, and I really trusted God with the experiences that I had already.
yes.
So everything that I had done in the past in my career came to bear on this opportunity, and so I knew I needed to be here. And even when we were strapped financially and the bills still got paid, staff got paid, I waited, but I never went without anything that I needed. And so, you know, we were able to work with our board and our community and supporters to turn things around. And we're just blessed to be where we are.
Wow. Tell us about Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless, the services, first the mission, and then let's talk about the services.
So our desire is really to be the premier shelter program for adult singles, and to work with our partners to help our clients get back on their feet. We believe that when individuals come to us, that's our phase. That's our phase of service for them. And there are things that we need to do. The organization was actually created in 1990 by a group of churches. There's about 6 downtown churches who didn't like seeing people outside when the temperature was below 32 degrees. And so in 1996, the organization 501c3 nonprofit, and we just continue to work our um, church-based program, which was sort of like a winter shelter. You know, every 7 days we rotated to a different faith community. We had about 25 inter faith communities. So we had, Church of God in Christ, Baptist, we had Methodist, Catholic, Episcopalian. It was just all of the churches working together. And then COVID hit, and our churches had to shutter. However, we in that year developed a partnership with the sheriff's office, with Sheriff Michael Moore, and they allowed us to go into a facility that they had. So while other shelters like ours closed down, we did not. We
Okay.
stayed open, and we have consistently been delivering. Now we grew from just winter to year round. And so we do a year round night shelter program at one of the facilities that the sheriff has provided. We also operate a day center where our clients are doing the daytime hours. And we have shower facilities and laundry. We have partnerships with legal aid. They come in once a month to help our clients deal with non-criminal legal issues. We partner with other agencies around housing and substance use treatment and mental health services and employment. So we're a little bit more than a shelter. Our goal is to help our clients address the barriers in their lives so that they can be who God has called them to be.
Amazing. Mr. E?
I want to say, wow, y'all do so much, and thank you so much for your service. What a wonderful, wonderful job that you're doing. You know, when we started looking at what's happening and what's going on um, around the world, yes, COVID did do a real job on everybody. But now, since COVID is over, have you seen a difference in the turnout rate of homeless people, or has it grown tremendously?
It's actually grown. And one of the things is that if you look at a community that is already disenfranchised and struggling, and then you lay something like a public health disaster event on top of it that affects all aspects of their lives, it's going to take a little bit longer for those individuals to recover. And then, there were the changes that happened with evictions right after that and employment. So there are a few things that are still impacting our communities, and that's really being able to have a living wage, and that means to be able to take care of their all of their needs, to have housing that's affordable. We throw around the term affordable housing,
Yes.
and that means very different things to very different people. We need housing that is affordable. We need access to substance use treatment on demand. When a person is ready, that's when they need to have a bed. We need comprehensive and culturally appropriate mental health support services. So, as long as those challenges exist, then we will continue to have individuals who are displaced and experiencing homelessness.
Do
Yes.
you do you find that because of the conditions of some of the adults, male and female, do you find that their attitude changes, or they're impatient, or they're very demanding? How do you put up with those attitudes?
Well, what we realize is that by the time people get to us, they really are downtrodden. They really have suffered from their own decisions as well as systems impact.
Yes.
86% of the staff here on our team have lived experience. So
Wow.
that means that they have experienced homelessness, they have been incarcerated, they may have a mental health um, issue that they are medicated with right now. Some have had substance use disorder and are in recovery. So they understand the walk. And so when we meet people on those days, we don't take it personally. We don't take it personally. Our goal is to help you help yourself. And
Wow.
as long as you want to help yourself, we're going to walk with you. Sometimes we might walk in front of you and make way for you. Sometimes we might walk behind you to catch you if you fall. But you have to lead the way, and we'll provide you with the resources and the connections to do that. You have to lead.
Dr. Washington, do you see an increase in women? This is Women's History Month. I want to say Happy International Women's Month to everyone. And so, women, definitely, I have them in mind when I thought about talking with you. Do you see uptick in numbers as far as women, children? What is it like now?
So we serve adult singles, and certainly females and women are at higher and different risk. Our percentages usually run about 25% women and 75% men. And we believe that is because there is more family support, or people are more willing to provide support and assistance to see a female, a woman outside, because there's so much additional risk
Yes.
associated with her and being taken advantage of. And so that's typically what our percentages are.
Absolutely. I love the idea of your services. You're not just housing the homeless, but you're providing so many great things. Tell us a little bit more about the services and how do people meet, requirements to be able to get the services that you provide?
So we used to be a first come, first serve service. And what we realized is that meant that we were servicing the individuals who could get there first.
Yes.
It wasn't necessarily the people who were most in need or the people who were most vulnerable. If we were going to a church and their capacity was 40 people, if number 43 was Mr. Brown and we knew he was, 70 years old and vulnerable, we couldn't skip the other people. And so what we did was we do what's called a pre-intake assessment.
Mhm.
And through that, we get to know what the needs of the individual are. We get to start to identify their barriers. So we focus on rehousing from the beginning.
Ah,
So we ask questions like, how long have you been homeless? What do you believe your barriers are to rehousing? And sort of like their housing history, their income. So we ask those questions to be able to start formulating a plan for our clients. We do focus on the most vulnerable from 5 areas. So, age, gender, disability, um, let's see, mental health,
yes.
substance use. We are a low barrier shelter. And so our goal is not to come to work and figure out how many people we're not going to shelter. It
Yes.
is, who needs us the most and
Wow.
how can we be of most service to the individuals. Our focus is on behavior. And
Okay.
so if you are experiencing a mental health challenge or a substance use disorder, as long as your behavior is appropriate, you're just as safe as a person who has a bad day, because
Yes.
it's about the attitude and the behavior. We create rehousing plans with our clients and we meet bi-weekly to go over those things. So these are the things that you were supposed to do. These are the things that we're supposed to do. Let's do a status update.
Absolutely.
And that's how we keep people on track.
How has the community received your program?
Great question. One of the things when I came on board is I realized we couldn't do this in isolation. And quite frankly, it wasn't just our job, but it was the community's job.
Yes.
And so I took on this campaign called Changing the Paradigm of Our Perceptions About Homelessness. And I would try to tell stories, using our social media and speaking engagements to tell stories about individuals who were experiencing homelessness. So you see a bicycle, and some people just see that as a bicycle, but for that person, it's transportation to work. When we
Yes.
sit in the service center and Mother's Day and Father's Day and we hear the conversations of their children calling or them calling their children, it's like these are individuals just like we are. They just so happen to be, their struggle just happens to be on the front porch because
Yes.
everybody can see it. Our struggles are behind closed doors. And
Yes.
so we start to ask the community for support. First, we have to give the community success. So this is what we're doing. We're not just having people come here and live off of the grid for free, but there's accountability and there's work that needs to be done. And so we built a relationship with the community that says we're going to lead it, but we need you to help us. We will be your hands and feet on the ground. We just need you to help us.
Absolutely. Things have really changed throughout the years. I remember, um, especially going up north, you would see it more, so many, on the streets. Virginia, to me, or Hampton Roads was a place where you hardly would see it. You would see it maybe somebody walking around with a shopping cart or something. I remember a few years back, maybe 14 years or more, they had an initiative, they said, in Hampton Roads to get rid of homelessness. And at that time, I myself personally didn't see it as much. Fast forward, I see it everywhere. I have a mentoring program, and I got ready to walk into the building to for the program, and there was a homeless person right there at the door. I was at another place staying. I was at a convention, and there was somebody laying in the restaurant in the on the ground. It's just it just began to like evolve into more and more people. It just kind of made me wonder why. And you told us some of the reasons why people are out there and why they are homeless. But do you think we as a community, as a country, will ever get our hands on getting rid of this thing called homelessness?
It's a job that we want to work ourselves out of daily. However, we understand that as long as there is strata in our society where there are people who are doing very well and people who are not doing well, as long as there are differences in economics within our community, as long as there are, gender isms and racisms and ability isms, we're going to have individuals who will be experiencing homelessness.
Hmm.
Um, the answer, people keep saying, well, what's the answer to homelessness? The answer to homelessness is affordable housing and
Wow.
living wages.
You
And
know,
until us,
Yeah.
we as a society are ready to deal with those root causes, because root causes are where solutions,
Mhm.
effective solutions lie. We are going to have individuals who are experiencing homelessness.
and you're right, because the thing about it, the Bible says the poor you're gonna have with you always. You're gonna have some downtrodden. You're gonna have some folks that broke, busted, and disgusted. And I want to say thank you so very, very much, because you're reaching out to the unchurched. You're reaching out to those who are going through, mental illness and having problems in life. When we look at them, is there anything that we could do or the community could do to keep them from being in stores, doorways, and with signs on the corner? Because now they done spruced up their game. They got Cash App now, so it it
Mhm.
really behooves a lot of people, because now someone on the corner with Cash App, that means they got a bank account somewhere. So uh, what can we do? How do the American citizens or the people um, uh, debate distinguish between who's right and who's wrong?
Well, unfortunately, fortunately, there's no right or wrong. Everyone who is experiencing homelessness has a story.
Mm.
We we have seen over years an increase in individuals who are 62 and above. And so you think about being 62 and experiencing homelessness. One, in many instances, I don't want my children to know. Well, do your children know? No, they don't know.
Wow.
And we've had some instances where when the children found out, they came and got their parents. Um, Traditionally, when your parents got older, they would come to live with you.
Mhm.
Whether you wanted to them to or not, whether they wanted to or not, that was an option. But when we have such a large stretch of our population on um, subsidized housing, that becomes difficult to bring a parent in to the home. If you have a parent who's lost a spouse, and now they can no longer keep up with the household finances. That leads, so everyone who comes to us doesn't have a story of they caused it for themselves.
Mhm.
We also believe that people make the best decisions that they can
Yes.
at that time with the information and the skills and abilities that they have available. If they
Absolutely.
could make a different decision tomorrow, they would. If they had different do as a community, we can make residential shelters more available with effective wraparound services. That's one of
Mhm.
the things that we've been advocating for in our city. We finally have support for that to actually construct a shelter, a residential shelter for adult singles. That gives the workers an opportunity to have our hands and arms around people more hours of a day. And
Mhm.
it gives us the opportunity to offer things like interviewing skills and connect to employment agencies and bring people in to talk about mental health and how do you get into substance abuse, to host NA and AA meetings when we have people connected in that way. So that's where I believe the solution lies, is helping people to increase their sense of self-efficacy
Mhm.
so that they can, get gainful employment and then housing that they can afford.
Yes.
You listen to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Abbott, the co-host, with our special guest, none other than Miss Darlene Sparks Washington. Don't forget to join FYI Radio Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 10, from 9:30 to 10. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at fyradioshow@gmail.com. I want to say thank you so very, very much. Ms. Hinton, continue to treat her like gold.
All right, Mr. E, enjoy your meeting. We're going to continue talking to our very special guest, Dr. Washington. I know this doesn't take, just getting up and saying, okay, let's do this. It takes so much. And we're going to talk about, I want you to talk about the needs of the organization and how the community can help.
Well, certainly you are absolutely correct. It takes resources. Um, One of the things we talk about is that people like to pay for services, but they really don't like to pay for the things that we need for the services to be delivered.
Yes.
And so we are always, applying for grants. And we recently had our signature fundraiser event, the coldest night of the year. It was our 5th year hosting this event, downtown Portsmouth, and we walk for a 5K on the seawall and
Mhm.
around. It's a tremendous family-friendly, fun event where we, come out and sort of experience a little bit of what our brothers and sisters who are outside experience. We had a total of 373 walkers, 43 teams. Our goal was to raise $40,000, and we raised 65,000. So that's the type of support and community that we need. Our sponsors, the City of Portsmouth, Bon Secours, Rivers Casino, Grove Church, they stood with us and said, "We believe in you. We believe in the work that you're doing, and we want to continue to support you." We are always in need of volunteers. People can absolutely drop off supply donations and financial donations to help us to keep the doors open and offer these services.
Oh, that's very good. In a little while, we'll give that information. I am really, really in awe of what you do and really want to lend support. Uh, Dr. Washington, I was coming out of a store the other day and I saw a young lady, and
Mhm.
she actually approached me, and I could tell she was homeless. But not only was she homeless, she was being trafficked.
Mm.
My heart went out to her, and I just said to myself, we really have to pay more attention to people and what they're going through, and have a heart. I think Miss E just a while ago asked about the attitude of people toward the homeless. I want you to go a little bit deeper into that and see how we can change our attitude toward people, because I've heard people really downgrade people that are homeless. I mean, they really have. But like you said, sometimes no fault of their own, sometimes fault of their own, sometimes mental illness, circumstances, and things. How can we have a better attitude so we can help people that are homeless?
I think we start with there by the grace of God go I.
Ooh,
There is a sense that because my life is going well, nothing can happen. And if you've lived long enough, you know that life can change in the blink of an eye. And I think if we move from the premise that we are all human beings first, and just try to dispel and think about that person. Even if I have encounters with folks who are hard to get along with, I
yes,
take a step back and I realize that this is somebody's mother, it is somebody's sister, somebody's auntie, and they love that person a lot. So
yes,
let me take a step back and see if I can take a different approach to cultivating a better relationship. I think that people to be able to be able to not worry about when you turn the ignition on your car, is your car going to start?
yes,
To be able to walk in your home and turn on the lights, the switch, and know that the lights are going to come on, or
yes,
to turn on water and hot water comes out. Those are blessings. Those aren't things that and they're the things that we take for granted.
yes,
So when we realize how vulnerable and how precious life is for human beings, I think we can do a reset on offering that compassion to individuals who are experiencing homelessness or who are living in other situations than us.
yeah. Tell us about the success stories with all this work. I know you all are elated and happy about those that you see that are surviving, have survived, have come through and doing well.
Yes. So one of our success stories is a young lady who was maybe 56 or so, and she had an undiagnosed mental illness,
Oh, wow.
and we would see her every day for 4 months, trying to convince her to come into shelter. And she would stop off just to see if we're still here. And we'd say, hey, we'd love to have you come into shelter. And so after 4 months, she agreed to come into shelter. And then every day it was, and she's still, not having her mental health addressed.
Yes.
And she would say, can I come back? Yes, ma'am, you can come back. And so she learned to trust us. So now the next step is sort of rehousing. Um,
Yes.
and so, how do we? Because she's really not ready to deal with her mental health yet,
Wow.
but she, will go with the rehousing right. So we connect with partners who have housing for people who are struggling with their mental wellness, and we connect there. So the first opportunity, we need to collect income information. Well, no, I don't think I'm going
Oh,
to do anything. I'm not going to sign anything. And that took probably about 4 or 5 tries. The next one was, okay, our partners have a unit and they want to show it to you. No, I don't think I want to see that. I don't think, do you think I'm supposed to live by myself? Do you think that's okay? And so that took a couple of tries to even get her to look at the unit. And finally, when she saw the unit and she felt protected, she was able to accept that housing opportunity. And she's doing well.
oh, wow.
So it's just, we can't have a one and done. We can't have a, well, if you're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. But we
Yes.
have to understand each client and the barriers and the challenges that they bring and customize our approach based on what their needs are.
Yes. So they deal with fear, shame,
Yes.
mistrust. You
Yeah.
all got to break down those barriers so
Yeah.
you can help. It's not just them, okay, I need a place. It's like, how can I trust you? What is this?
Yes, ma'am.
People, and I can imagine them saying, you want to help me, so many things that probably go into their mind and things like that. When I think about Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless, I think about you, but I know that there are more people. Can you shout out some of the folk that you're working with? Shout out some more organizations, or anybody that has really contributed to your cause.
Absolutely. I definitely shout out our team of paid staff and volunteer staff and board members. We have a diverse board with lots of different individuals, but we have some incredible partners, incredible partners. We partner with the Her Shelter. We partner with Portsmouth Department of Behavioral Health Care, the Portsmouth Department of Social Services. Let's see, we partner with an agency called PCOM that does transitional housing. We partner with Maryview Bond Secure Hospital.
Wow.
We partner with Eggleston. They help with job placement and dealing with individuals who have disabilities on the full array of disabilities. Of course, we partner with the Sheriff's Department. We partner with Portsmouth Police Department. So yeah, we have we partner with 4Kids.
Oh.
Let's see, it's an amazing group of individuals who sit around the tables. We partner with the VA hospital. Just an incredible amount.
That is amazing. That's why you all are thriving and surviving. God has put you all together and really serving our community. How far does your service go out? Do you all just take people from a certain demographic? Is it just, is it just right here in the Norfolk or Portsmouth area? How far can people, be a part of this service?
So in terms of service delivery, our primary population is prioritized for Portsmouth.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, what we call residency is the client's choice. So if an individual has been in Norfolk or a surrounding city and they decide that, they come to Portsmouth, they might have been staying with a family member and they can no longer do that. So their ID may say something else, but if they elect where they want to establish residency, then it is a client's choice.
Absolutely. Do you ever feel some kind of way as you serve, Dr. Washington? Is your heart ever, a little low or broken as you try to, elevate the community and help those that need help? How do you deal with it and cope with so much, I can imagine, work?
Well, I mean, we recently had a client who was in service with us. He had an active addiction, and we talked to him a lot about that before coming in. And so he came into service and he missed 3 days. And that's, we don't do that. But when he came back, we said, okay, so we need for you to take these steps in order to be considered to come back in. And he took some of the steps, partial. He ended up in the hospital over at Maryview. I talked to the nurse in the emergency department and the physician in the emergency department. We put together a plan for him. He was released. He came back to shelter. He lasted 2 nights.
Wow.
And yesterday he left and he said, can I go to the store? We were like, okay. Because we'd already identified that him being off property and community was a risk.
Yes.
For him to start using again. And so he said, okay, how long do you think it's going to take? It's going to take about an hour.
Yes.
He came back.
Oh my God.
And so that is kind of disheartening because you invest so much in the compassionate response and trying to work with people. And yet at the end of the day, a couple of things that we understand is addiction is tough.
Yes, yes.
People have choices and God has a plan for everybody's life.
Wow.
And that's how we get through it.
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you so much for your service and your organization. We didn't just have you up here to have you up here. This is International Women's Month, but we also wanted to give you all a $500 donation to use for the organization. We just want you to continue to do the work that you are doing.
Thank you.
And, so We want to get the contact information for our community so they can help too, Dr. Washington. And please inbox me. I need your address so we can get the funds to you.
I will.
We're just so proud of you. I'm so pleased. I follow you on social media, and I said, what a work. And as I look at you, I look around and I see, so many people that have need, and the thought of you makes me know that there are organizations that will help people such as I see out here. I always encourage the listeners and viewers to support organizations that are helping people. And I'm going to do that too right now, that you all please make sure you get the information so you can continue to see the work done by Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. And make sure you don't walk away from people and have a bad attitude and look down on folk. Dr. Washington said it could be you. You don't know. You got a pandemic that came and folk will begin to lose jobs. You just don't know where you're going to be. So if you can help, please donate. What about volunteerism, Dr. Washington, as far as, for your special events, any special events, anything coming up?
Yes. So we will have another event in November. There will be more information about that. We do have volunteer opportunities. We actually do some community service support. So we help people who, have mandated community service so they can get hours as well, depending on what their circumstances are. We do support interns from our local universities. So we do try to, again, involve community in. We could not do this work alone. We're a very small staff and a very small team, and our volunteers help us to multiply that.
Very good. Give us some contact information.
So you can find us on Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as TikTok. And our physical address is 800 Williamsburg Avenue, Suite B, Portsmouth 23704. Our telephone number is area code 757-399-0200. And you can, contact us through those platforms as well as that phone number or address.
Tell us again why it is important for our community to pay attention and to help.
Because it is all of our responsibility to when we have if we want a thriving society, then members of the society need to survive and thrive as well. And so it becomes a collective.
Absolutely. We want to say thank you
for
all of you, your organization, all those that help, partner, bless you all. We're going to do our part. I'm just so excited that I and FYI could do this for you all. So look, be blessed. I'm not going to keep you long. I know you're going to have a full and busy day. Happy first day of spring. I hope you are looking forward to the warm.
I am. Thank you so much. We certainly appreciate the opportunity to be with you. And thank you so much for sowing seeds into the work that we're doing.
All right. God bless you, Dr. Washington.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So you all, please make sure you pay attention. First of all, pay attention to folk and just see that there are needs out here. There are people that are really hurting. Their need are tremendous. Just put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes and see that it could be us. It could be us. Any given time, anything could come in and really devastate our finances, our lives, and we could be in those spots. So please, just please pay attention and have a heart that goes out to those that are needy and need us. So I'm going to, make sure you all go to Facebook, Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. Just go there and you can find out their mission, how you can give, what you can do, uh, and how you can just keep lifting up organizations like this, lift them up and help them to have those success stories. That's what we're looking for. We know that they are there uh, for a certain reason, for a purpose, but we also want to hear those that have just they have been rising, not just trying to survive, but surviving, just rising up. That's what FYI is for your information. That's why we bring wonderful guests like Dr. Washington and her organization on to motivate and inspire and encourage you all to get involved and to help those to rise above mere survival and find success. Success is something that's meant for all of us, and we don't want anyone to be left out. So please, please, please make sure you all go to Facebook, look them up. Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. Dr. Darlene Sparks Washington is the executive director, and the needs are tremendous. Bless her as she serves, her and her organization serves the community. We have some upcoming shows, FYI After Dark. Make sure you all check us out. Make sure you check us out Monday at 9:30. We have the sports talk segment. We love the sports talk segment. We are dealing with our sports things that are happening in sports. Some of the things that are going on in the NBA, we're covering that now. WNBA, we're talking about our ladies, our women in sports. We're going to be bringing, history of sports, women in sports, since this is International Women's Month. And just keep watching us 9:30 on Monday. Please join us on all social media platforms. FYI After Dark, of course, is at 6 p.m. on Monday evenings. We want you all to join us there. We have another great guest coming on March the 25th, Jason Baker. He's going to be talking about cryptocurrency, money, and more. Oh, I can't wait for that segment. I'm learning more and more about cryptocurrency, Bitcoins, and all that, investing in it. This is something that's here. It's here to stay, but we need to have information and knowledge on what it is and how we are going to be able to, bring it into our world, our financial knowledge. We're going to definitely need more of that, because some people don't know not one thing about it. I may know half a thing about it, but some people don't know anything. And so our special guest, Jason Baker, he's been coming on explaining a little bit more about what it is, and how people are buying it, how people are investing and things like that. I want to say good morning to Takita, lady_tenor. Let's see, so many folk on. Let's see, Destiny, good morning. WRY, I believe that is. Sherry, good morning. Ooh la la, ooh _ la la. Isn't that cute, y'all? So many folk over here. Anita Blow, good morning. Wow. Just, good morning. Henny Man, good morning. Belle, good morning. So many folk that are on our TikTok platform. We have Young 803, Shoney's up here on our platform. Sheila Robbins, Mark, Edwina Coleman. So many people that have joined us, and I hope you all got a chance to listen to the whole segment, listen to the mission of the organization, and are ready, willing, and able to bless the organization to continue to do more for the community. Of course, Wednesday is we're gonna continue with the men's segment, what's under the hat. Friday, Fun Friday, our women's segment. Make sure you join us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9:30 a.m. Follow us on social media. You all that are not on TikTok but want to see us on TikTok from time to time, please go to Y Hinton. Please subscribe to us. Follow us, and I will follow you back. Also, we're going to have a great conversation dialogue. Yolanda Hinton and the lady, a conversation with me real soon on TikTok. We'll start there. And it's exclusive for TikTok. We're not going to be on any other platform with that conversation. So I'm looking forward to you all. But please, if you all want to meet us over here sometimes, those that are on other platforms, please follow us here at Y Hinton, YHINTON, and make sure you are, you click and follow us. Let's see, Edwina, good morning. Just so many folk. On with us, and I want to thank you so much. So we're getting ready to go. You can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor. Our contact information is FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. You can check us out through email if you want to send a message. You can inbox us right here if you like. On all these platforms, on social media. You can also call 757-714-7861, and you can get in touch with us and say, look, I would love to come on. We have some special information for your listeners, for your viewers, for the community, and we would love to share those things as well. So look, you all be blessed. I want you all to have a wonderful and happy weekend. I tell you what, I'm so glad it's spring. I'm so ready for the warm. We can expect right here in the Hampton Roads area, maybe 67 on up. Hopefully it'll be nice and a little warm today. I'll take a little warm anyway. But anyway, have a wonderful weekend. There are so many great things to do. Keep up with some of the events that's going to be coming up since it is the spring. Actually, we're going to be bringing you that. Mr. E is going to do a segment around the town. So those that are in this area, you can get information about what's going on in our area. So look, be blessed. Thank you for joining us this morning. I want you all to have a very, very beautiful weekend.